going on, guys? It's LBD, and again, I have a pile of games that I picked up, and I'm going to do a retro game pickup for you. I mainly got some NES games and some PS1 games, so by mainly I mean all the way. It's all the way those games, whatever. So I went on a little bit of eBayed it up, got some relatively uncommon games. Two of them aren't really terribly uncommon, but let's go ahead and start out, I think, with the oldest of the games, the NES games. I got this from a guy who was giving off, from what he said, giving away his collection. So they're in really good shape, and a bunch of them come with manuals, which is great. That probably adds a little bit, maybe $3 to $5 of value, depending on how rare it is. Sometimes it could be more. So I was happy to get Adventures of Lolo 2, which I have 1 and 3. So now I have the complete Lolo set, and it did come with the manual, if you will. So I was pretty happy about that. That can go on the shelf behind me, along with Megaman, Adventures of Lolo 1 and 3. So I'm pretty excited about that. It's an uncommon game, and they're pretty good, actually, because HAL Laboratories, the people behind like Smash Brothers Melee and stuff like that, very happy. And people don't normally know that they made, they made games other than Smash Brothers Melee. They actually did. And then I was able to add a black box game to my list of already owned black box games. I'm hoping to get the full set ASAP, as soon as possible. That would be absolutely great. So this one I got was actually the arcade classic Mario Brothers. I actually really like this game. It's a lot of fun, to hit the turtles upside, from below, above, they knock them over, and then they get upset, they get pissed off, and then they come at you. It's a lot of fun, and it's a lot of fun to dick around with people and booby trap your friend that's playing as Luigi or Mario or whatever. And it did come with the manual, so that's pretty cool. I like looking at the manual at the really old stuff. It's a lot of fun because, it's just like look at the pictures. Such old school pictures. And look, Mario and Luigi. Can you tell the difference? Not really, but it's pretty cool. I like this. It gives you a whole paragraph about the Nintendo seal, which is pretty cool. Which the seal really isn't anywhere near what it used to be, but the seal of quality. So that's pretty cool. And all these games actually came with the dust covers. Not all of them say Nintendo, but which would be really cool because I like the Nintendo ones, but the generic ones are fine too. This next one is pretty funny because I don't know, this guy, his face, I'll show you on the manual, but I got Kickmaster. Most of these games, some of these games I never really heard of. Obviously I heard of Mario Brothers, and Adventures of Lolo, but this one I never really heard of, and I was happy to get it because it's relatively uncommon. It's not the rarest game ever, but it's pretty cool. And it did come with the manual, and just look at this guy's face. Epic leg kick. And she's pretty unimpressed, I'd have to say, with the leg kick. So you might want to get higher, maybe. I don't know. That and her nails are freaking crazy. But yeah, there you go. Bam. Kickmaster. And it came with dust cover. Pretty cool. Uncommon game. So that's cool. And then this one I got almost purely on title. Never heard of it before. My controller died. Okay. I never heard of it before, so I was like, that's cool. And it just looks weird on the front. This one's Cubicle, Cubicil. English. So, what's going on in the label? It's like a baby and things and stuff's going on. I don't know what's happening there. So, okay, whatever. And it was relatively uncommon, so... And it's got the manual there, too. I know nothing about this game whatsoever. It's made by the Ireme America Corporation, which they made, a few games for the NES. None of them come to mind, really. None of them really come to mind, except for the next game that I have, which is a rare one. So I was pretty happy about that. I kind of paid what unfortunately what it's worth, but it's a rare one. So I was really happy to pick it up. And then Irem made this one, and I played it for the first time the other night, and I actually really like it. It has like a Metroid Mega Man kind of feel. NES Mega Man Metroid, that is. That would be Metal Storm. Definitely a pretty relatively rare game. Pretty cool. Nice, cool shooter. I like the mechanic of, like, you're a robot and you shoot stuff. You know, normal space robot fare. But you can, by pressing down and A, or I believe it's A, or down and jump, or up and jump, depending on where you are, you can jump to the ceiling and you walk on the ceiling. And then when you jump the opposite of how you would jump if you're, whatever. So, and it's pretty cool, the patterns that you can do to get through a level with that type of power. Really cool. I know I'm probably not the best at explaining things, but that's how it works. Maybe I might do a gameplay footage of it, maybe. I don't know. So, next we're off to the PlayStation 1 games. These two games are not uncommon by any means on the PS1 Collector app. On the iOS App Store, it is rated as a 2 out of 12 as far as rarity goes. It's not rare at all, both of them. But I liked them because they were in the big boxes. I can't. What's the name of it? I can't even think of the name of it. It was in the big box. The big box. I can't. It's not. That's not the name of it. But anyways, I got Ridge Racer in the box. Pretty cool. Because you don't get many of these. You don't see these all the time. So I was happy to be able to get the box version. Open it up, and it's this huge, like, this is the way they were back in the beginning of the PlayStation life. So, very interesting, and I never really had it before. So, big box. What is it called? I can't even think of it. It's escaping me. I know the name, and I've used the name earlier today. I didn't even tell you what it was. Air Combat. Another very extremely common game. This is made by Namco too, of course, because the actual disc almost looks exactly like Ridge Racer, just in a different color, and instead of jets, they're cars. Whatever. They weren't really trying to do anything out of the ordinary there. So let's keep it the same. So let's see. Let's save that guy for last, because that one I was really excited about. And since I had a green label of this, I wanted to get a black label. So I picked up a copy of, I got it for a pretty decent price compared to what they normally go for, Final Fantasy VII. So I now have a black label version. I bought brand new back in the day a greatest hits version, the green label. And as a collector now, I kick yourself because you're like, man, I should have just bought it when it was black label. Now I have a pristine black label. Has everything. It's complete in box. You got your all discs, and you have your manual there. So I was very happy about this. Now my friend Jordan, who was helping me because I got a lot of these off of Canadian eBay. He lives in Canada, so he helped me with the shipping. He shipped it to him, and then he shipped them to me. So saved on shipping, because shipping's expensive country to country. And he gave me actually a couple of his extra games that he already has these games complete, and these games aren't necessarily complete. So I received from him Final Fantasy IX. The problem with this one is it is missing disc 1 as well as the manual, which I could easily just buy disc 1 on the internet, hopefully, for hopefully not too much. So if anybody has a disc 1, please, to Final Fantasy IX, let me know. Maybe we can work out a deal, work out a trade. I don't know, whatever. I do need a disc 1, and maybe even the manual, if you have an extra one lying around, for Final Fantasy IX. I wasn't a big fan of this when it came out. Not a huge fan. Now that I see this, he gave me the Canadian version. No! I'm sure it'll work in the system, though. I'm sure it'll work in the system, though, because they use the same, whatchamacallit. They don't use PAL, they use something else, so I'm sure it's exactly the same. Except for maybe they might say A a little bit more. Who knows? Maybe. We can only hope that they say A a lot. This one doesn't say Canadian version at all. But I have the green label of this game, and he gave me the black label. That would be Final Fantasy VIII. I think this is an unsung hero of the Final Fantasy world, because I really like the game. I like they made it a little more realistic by realistic, I mean, instead of like these weird polygons and stuff like that, they actually made like people and they looked real. But I love Squall. I love the Gunblade. Absolutely love the Gunblade. The only problem with this particular game is it doesn't have the manual in it. I'm missing the manual. So if anybody has the manual to Final Fantasy VIII, that'd be great as well. But this is one of my favorite Final Fantasy games, if not my second favorite Final Fantasy game, behind Final Fantasy VII. And the big, it's not terribly expensive, but it is relatively rare. My favorite pickup of this retro game pickup is going to be this game. I played and beat it back in the day, growing up, probably in middle school or whatever. I don't even know when this particular game came out. 1998. I was maybe in 8th grade. Almost time for high school. I played and beat this game. First time in 3D for the series, and it was just unbelievable. Action, adventure, RPG elements. One of my favorite games of all time, and that would be Legend of Zelda. Megaman Legends. Legend of Zelda. Mega Man Legends, just a great game. At the time, the graphics were like, oh my god, look at these graphics. They're so great. They're so awesome. Now, pixelated, crazy, but still a great game. It's an idea of what it looks like there. But, I'm happy to play it. I'll probably play it tonight on my PS1, I could play it on my PS1, but I'll probably more than likely play it on my PS3. But, yeah, Mega Man Legends. So, and that's complete in box. And it has an advertisement for another game that's one of my favorites of all time, favorite RPGs, Breath of Fire 3. Oh my god. Even now, Breath of Fire 3 looks amazing. As far as, the way it, the character models, the sprites, the magic to me always looked phenomenal on Breath of Fire 3. But that's neither here nor over there. Legend of Legends, I'm really happy to have. So, yeah, I think I had a pretty good pickup. These two games alone, make me pretty excited. Uncommon games. So pretty excited about that. So, please like, subscribe to the video if you enjoyed it. If you liked my nostalgia. If you like me explaining things that are, I don't know. If you like me explaining things and making you more confused about it, please like, subscribe, watch the other videos. Please tell your friends, share me. Share me with your friends. My wife will not be jealous. But anyways, please. And I'd like to thank Jordan from GloSilv Games. I'll put a description on his channel below. He helped me with this. He's the resident Canadian. Is that a country? I don't know. I can't tell. But anyways, he's the resident Canadian in our group. So yeah, I appreciate him basically donating a few of these games. He kind of donated them. I did. It's kind of a payment of sorts as well for me buying some games for him. But yeah, so please check out his channel. Check out my channel. And if you like what you see, please come back.